Before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Hakadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the bishops of Great Millstone, taught us this truth. To the true brothers out there listening, likewise, doctrine, we want to say to you, Shalom. To the two sisters out there listening, we want to say to you, Shalom. There's a lot of things going on in the world, man. I'm sure y'all been tuned in this week about the Nolan Wells situation and how obvious it is they're covering up a lot of evidence because there's been a lot of rumors circulating stating that there were deleted texts from his phone. His best friend is compromised. The perpetrators, the alleged perpetrators, I ain't gonna say they're guilty yet, but spiritually we know they are. They turned all their social media sites to private. Even the parents of these children turned their sites to private. So there's a lot of guilty actions taking place. If you're innocent, you would have to do none of that because you know that the truth will come out to resolve you of any crime they say you did. But these are the actions of a guilty person. This is what guilty people do. Now, if you can't discern that through the spirit, then you just lost in the sauce. You drunk off the wine of Babylon. You believe in this injustice system. Y'all believe in it, but yet they show you every day that it's biased, that it favors one nation over another. But yet still they call it justice. That's the confusion of Babylon. You got something, bro?
Yeah, one of the little Edomites that was there, his mother is also a judge.
Yep, that came out too.
And that's not gonna go fair. That's not gonna go fair in favor of the young man either. And another thing that's been going around that's being talked about this situation is a lot of Edomites that's coming out telling you, Jakes, you Israelites, that y'all need to stay away from their people, man.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust these people, man. You know, and I got a scripture for that. This is Psalm 64:7. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And you got all these Edomites on social media telling you that it's extremely dangerous to be dealing with their people. And I'm talking about you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because they see through the fuckery of their own people and they're blowing a whistle on that. And there was also an Eve that said, hey, we're not getting up to march for you people no more because it should be plain as day that these people don't care about you, man. They don't like you. You know, and you Jakes out there, y'all keep on trying to befriend these people. Not understanding the times that we're living in, that old ancient spirit of Cain is rising up in these people, and they finna start taking a lot of y'all out.
Yeah,
but y'all trust this man, dude. You know, and like the people looking at it as these guys gonna probably not guilty.
No.
Eventually, they're gonna probably try to make it to where they're not guilty, man. Yeah. Because a lot of these cats, they get away with murdering our people. This is Zechariah 15:5. Who possess or slave them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, "Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not." Man, these people always slay our people and hold themselves not guilty, thinking that they're going to continue to get away with the genocide of our people. But the Lord is slowly breaking down Babylon, and it's going to come back upon them. I saw a video at a beach. A whole bunch of Edomites was boxing. They was out there going at it with one another. You know why? Because some curses are slowly being removed off of us and being put upon our enemies. Because you are starting to see the fall of Babylon and Esau Edom, man.
They're going to protect these boys because they're young. They're going to say, well, they have their whole future ahead of them. Well, they should have thought of that before they committed murder. Obviously, they don't think. Let me show you another example of Babylon's injustice system. It says conservative judge, who's an Edomite, who called Dylan Root's family victims after he murdered 9 so-called black churchgoers into guilty plea of possession, distribution of material depicting SAN of babies. But he's the victim. See, this is how these people are wired to think about themselves and about us. Regardless of what they do to us, they're going to victimize themselves and demonize us, even though the roles are reversed. That's why you will never have justice. And the elders and apostles always say it. You'll never get justice from a thief on stolen land. That's not how it works, because the same way this Babylon was founded, that's the same way they're going to run it. Because this is all they know. They ain't going to start out violent and then calm down. No, that don't happen. They're going to start out violent and stay violent. The same way this country was started, that's the same way it's going out, through violence. This is how they rule, through violence. It's what it's in the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Let our strength be the law of justice. Not righteousness, but their strength. That's why they're so violent. That's why they're so aggressive. And then once again, these are base men. These people live in their emotions. So no, you'll never get justice from an emotional man who always in his feelings, because guess what? Just like in Carmelo Anthony's trial, they had already decided he was guilty before the trial even started. And that was one of the shortest murder trials I've seen in history. They usually drag out for months. This one lasts 7-8 days. But
Jake was involved in.
Yeah, they want to go ahead and get him on that prison, that pipeline to prison for free labor. And it's like, it's good to see that our people are waking up to who their enemy is. That's a good thing, because that's going to help you in the days to come. Your eyes are open now. Everything we've been saying about Esau is true. And that's one of the reasons why he's so slick. Remember, one of the devil's biggest tricks was to convince the world that he didn't exist. Well, now the Lord is revealing him in the last days, and it's unignorable. You can't help but to see the wickedness of this man. You can't help to see this man's spirit for what it is. But for those of you who still choose to ignore the writing on the wall, well, you deserve what you get by trusting your enemies. See, like, Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And he's slick with it. That's why it was so hard to see. But you can only see it for real, with the understanding of this word through spiritual eyes and ears. That's when you can clock this guy for everything. You can clock him. Yeah, he finna do some wicked. You can time it. That's how well the scriptures will put you on to how well you know this man. But if you don't know this man, hey, you're going to get caught up in the snares.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. So basically, this man's wickedness is being revealed. We know who this man is, and start with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. Been telling you who this man was from the get-go, from the jump. But you people, y'all want to continue to link up with this man and go to little campgrounds with him, to beaches. I myself was a fool once and went out to a cabin with some. Me and my rib. Nothing didn't happen like that. You know, the Lord looked out for us. You know, even though we wasn't in the truth, that it wasn't meant for us to get destroyed at that thing right there, at that little function that was going on. But a lot of you people, you go out here and you link up with Esau, and then your family expect the Israelites to go out here and march on behalf of your dead loved ones. But y'all got to understand who your enemies is. This is, and we don't have no pity for it. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12 and 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come now wild beast? And y'all want to continue to be around this wild beast, man. Esau is a wild beast, and he will kill you, man. Mm-hmm. Just like one of the Edomites said in the video. He said, hey, he was talking to our people. He was like, our people will kill your people. He did not sugarcoat any of it. And he's absolutely right, because history proves it. That they have no pity, man. They're gonna go out, they're gonna slay old, young, middle-aged, they don't care. Because they have a bloodlust. That's the spirit that they come out with on them, man. Is to murder, lie, and all the rest of the unrighteousness, because they have unrighteous spirits in them, man.
Yeah. They were not created to be righteous judges. They were created to be the wicked. When you go to court, that's not a judge. That's just an Edomite in a pretending to be righteous. It's all about image with Esau. If he can convince you through imagery, then you're going to believe, because you're going to believe your eyes and your ears in a wicked Babylon. That's why a lot of wicked now, you believe your eyes and ears. Y'all believe that money is real. Y'all believe y'all are free. Oh, that's one of the many enchantments of Babylon that's got you by your neck. And you can't shake it. You can't shake Jesus. You can't shake these pagan holidays. You can't shake the church, because y'all caught up in these Babylonian enchantments. Y'all better let it go. This right here, this proves that there's nothing new under the sun. This is the book of First Maccabees, and it was talking about how our people were trusting their enemies. This is First Maccabees chapter 1. We'll start at verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked group, Antiochus, named Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king, who had been hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days there went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. See? Now, if you're so desperate for friends, you're going to join it on to the enemy to be your friends. And in a place of all places, Mississippi, a place that's famous for racism, they got a different breed of Edom down there. I promise you. That they on a whole nother level of wickedness in Mississippi. Now, I'm not speaking ill about those who don't commit these crimes in Mississippi, but at the same time, Mississippi, this is something we can't ignore. You have a history of extreme racism. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't cross that state line. I got relatives in Mississippi. They will not see me if I got to go there. Devil's Punch Bowl. That happened in Mississippi. So if y'all don't know about Devil's Punch Bowl, look it up. Yeah, they on a whole nother level of hatred towards you Jakes in Mississippi. That's why nothing has changed in Mississippi, because the government is in agreement with the violence. The government is in agreement with the hatred. That's why nothing ever changes in the South, especially Mississippi. So no, don't do that, Jake. Don't ever do that. But see, a lot of you Jakes get caught up in the delusion that, oh, it never happened to me. Oh, they cool. I know them. How well do you really know them? Meaning, have you really discerned their spirits to see if they're spiritual Israelites or spiritual Edomites? Because our people look like Edomites. And then you got Edomites that look like our people. So you have to use spiritual discernment to see what you're really dealing with. And if you don't know how to exercise spiritual discernment, these devils will cast all kind of spells on you to convince you that they're good when they're actually wicked, and you just gonna be caught off guard. Be caught up with it. Yeah, spiritual discernment is the key to separating the wheat from the tares. That's the same thing Hamashiach coming with the chariots. They're gonna separate the wheat from the tares. They're not going to look at the outward man. They're going to look at the inward. It's going to start with your spirit and the origin of your spirit. Is he an Israelite? Is he an Edomite? Because I don't care how good you act in this world. If you're an Edomite spiritually, hey, your destination is the sword or slavery. So, I mean, you really have to exercise spiritual discernment out here. And that the Lord blessed us with that, how Chaazaq, which was a defense mechanism toward us, with us. He gave us all kinds of defense mechanisms, starting with this word. That's why it says, put on the whole armor of God. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That way can't nobody get over on you with this, all this acting, all this pretending. You'll see right through their ass.
You stay away from their ass.
Exactly.
Like the scriptures tell you to stay away from their ass, man. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill, so that thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. You have to understand that you are in the midst of all your enemies. Esau being the primary enemy, and then you got the rest of these heathens that's your enemy as well. Yep. That's why you see Moabites starting to take Jake out as well.
Yep.
You are amidst all your enemies, man. All these people are not good, man. And if you know who your enemy is, you'll be prudent and you'll foresee the evil before it even happens. That hey, if I go hang out with these people, there could be a chance that I might not come back. And they're going to bury me. And these cats going to get away with it. So you got to move a certain way. That's why we always tell you to stay in the scriptures, man. Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, and all the other elder apostles, man. They constantly push that. You constantly have to be in these scriptures, man. Because if you're not in these scriptures, what will happen? Wisdom will slowly leave away from you, man. Because you're not putting repetitions and reading these scriptures. Yep. You have to continue to read often, man. Because if you don't, hey, what's written in this book, that them precepts that constantly come into your mind, one day they're going to start leaving your mind, and you're not going to be able to think as sharply as you normally would because you're not in the scriptures.
See, the purpose of the scriptures, the constant studying of the scriptures, you study them till you get understanding, till you really understand the breakdowns. You know what this scripture is saying without an Edomite pastor or a Christian pastor giving you a false breakdown. You understand it for what it is, for what it's saying. That's why you study the scriptures. You study it until you understand what it's trying to relate. You don't study just to be saying I'm studying. You're wasting your time if you're not sincere. You study to get understanding, not to be seen. Oh, we always reading that Bible. No, because you can do that all day and still not know nothing if the Lord doesn't open you up to receive the understanding. Don't do it to be seen like these Christians do. Carry their Bibles every Sunday. Look brand new because they never opened it. That's what I'm saying. Don't do this just to be seen of men. Guess what? Those men you trying to show out in front of, neither one of them got a chariot to put you in. But the Lord do. That's why the Lord, he knows when you putting on, when you front, and he knows when you sincere. So don't try that putting on front for the Lord, because that ain't gonna work. He gonna see right through your fake ass. He gonna let you go through the motions. Just to say at the end, get away from me, I never knew you. Because he knew you was faking it. Just like all these Christians gonna hear that. Because number one, you committing one of the worst sins, punishable by death, commit spiritual adultery, going up on these whorehouses, worshiping false idols, teaching false doctrines, believing in lies from your enemy. Y'all gonna get put down first. I know y'all don't want to hear it. You think you're doing the right thing going to church, but no, you're not, because we are the church. The Lord is not in the building made by hands. Brother, paraphrasing the scripture. That's why you build up your understanding in your temple, and you become sons of the living God, daughters of the living God. But without that understanding, You just faking in front. The Lord gonna see right through you and put you down just like you was an Edomite.
I got Matthew 7 and 21 to back you up on that. Not every, this is Matthew 7 and 21. And this is Yahushua speaking as well. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in that thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity, man.
See?
And that's what a lot of these pastors are going to get. That's the NyQuil that a lot of you pastors is going to get. You got a whole cup full of that NyQuil right there, buddy.
There ain't gonna be no knife with it. More acid.
They're going to get put straight to sleep.
Yeah, you ain't waking back up. So, you Christians, y'all got a lot to learn, man, because y'all, if you still a Christian, you don't know who your enemy is. I'm gonna leave it at that. Because you people, y'all choose to ignore how Christianity was started. Just like you choose to ignore how this country was started. Both of them, this country and Christianity, was started through violence, bloodshed of the innocent.
Worship or you get put to death.
Yeah, you either accept this father, or we're going to murder you.
And now they throw that hell doctrine in there to scare you, to scare you without putting you to death. Now they use that hell doctrine to scare you and to coming over.
Yeah, and some of y'all still out here doing wicked. Swearing up and down, you saved. How you saved when the missiles ain't dropped yet?
Exactly. How you saved if you can still die?
Yeah.
You know, because according to the scriptures, we supposed to have immortal bodies. That's when you're saved. When you can no longer die, man. You know, so the fact that y'all, and that's very prideful thing to say that you're saved and you're not.
Yeah.
That's very prideful to walk around here and say you're saved.
And the Lord hates pride. A lot of you Christians got that pride on you. You've been so prideful for so long, you've been around so many prideful people, you don't even notice that you're prideful. You're entitled. You know how you're entitled? Because you swear up and down that the Lord is coming to save you. You don't know that. We don't know that. Nobody out here knows who they are as far as them coming back in the reincarnation. You don't know what you did in your past life. You don't. Because of every time you die, your memory, the Lord removes all remembrance of all things. So you don't know.
And when you get that kind of pride on you, man, you departed from the Father anyway. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yahweh and his heart is turned from his maker, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that when you get into that prideful mind state, you done already turned on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. And when you get prideful, destruction follows as well. So that's going to be the beginning of your slow destruction, man. When you get that prideful spirit on you, because now can't nobody tell you nothing. But the Lord gonna tell you something when he put the destruction on your ass, though.
I got a precept for you. This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things that the Lord hate, yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. Number 1 on the list, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Every pastor in these churches has a lying tongue. Got you out here worshiping false idols and believing in false doctrines. Yeah, they're an abomination too unto the Lord. That's why he's going to destroy their lying asses. And hands that shed innocent blood. That's Esau all day. A heart that devises wicked imaginations. That's these lying ass pastors, which they got from Esau all day. Feet that be swift and running, Edomites. A false witness that speaketh lies, Edomites, lying ass pastors. See how it all intermingles? And he that soweth discord among brethren. That's your president right there, in a nutshell. All he do is allow people cause a division. But for some reason, you Babylonians think this man is going to lead you to greatness. Let me ask you this: if America's so great, why every nation on this planet hates this place? Why the inhabitants thereof hate this place if it's so great?
Because they starting to see through what it really is.
You got MAGA hate this place. MAGA, I never thought I'd live to say that. You got MAGA hating Babylon because of a wicked ruler. Because of the wicked rulership, Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Because the faces of the judges thereof have not wed, who is he? But yet they still telling you, hitting you with this sorcery, America is the greatest country. America is great. We're back. No, you're not. Yo, Trump got on TV and said America's back. I'm like, where you been? Destroying some shit? Right now, America has lost the upper hand as far as a war. They can fight a limited war. They're not unlimited like they was. They ain't set up bases in these countries. Everything they got to do it from a carrier, which is limited and can be destroyed. So they done, man. They have lost their foothold grip on the so-called Middle East. Iran is calling the shots. But y'all got to remember, every time Trump don't want to do this, he's been blackmailed to do this by Benjamin Netanyahu. But at the same time, every time they start a peace treaty, a peace deal, Benjamin Netanyahu throws a monkey wrench in it because he don't want to go to jail for war crimes. So he got to keep a war going.
So he can stay in power where he's at.
Now, for any of you Americans out there that can't see that Trump is compromised, and we told you this months ago, y'all just lost in the sauce. Y'all can't see this man is compromised. And he keep threatening war. Why? Because his goal is not to win a war, it's to start one. That's why he keep pissing people off on purpose. For those who can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. Get ready, go outside in the backyard and dig your hole. At least you got the chance to make yourself comfortable.
Because these other nations, the scripture said that these other nations was going to be mad at Babylon. You know, because Babylon does what these wicked ass women do. They link up with a man, they go out there and do all kind of madness to him, and go out there and set him up to get robbed, all type of madness. That's how Babylon does. Go over to these other nations, try to be cool with them, and they setting them up to be robbed, be bombed up to go in there and take their resources. You know, that's how Babylon is, man. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunk. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even unto the skies. So this place has that target on its back. Yahweh has this place targeted for nuclear destruction, man. You know, but first we got all these other things that gotta happen. World War III, the MOTB, Civil War, the upcoming famine of the food. They already talking about the agriculture. They already said, and they still burning up more crops. Crops are still being burned up, so that's letting you know that hey, they don't have enough crops to harvest when it's harvest time.
No, because they didn't plant enough last year.
They didn't get the plant now.
Because why? You have fertilizer being tariffed and heavily taxed, so it became unaffordable. If you don't have fertilizer, you can't plant. As far as farmers using farming as an income, you can't do it. So that should tell you that Trump is sabotaging all of you to fail. Just like he took away funding. He want these schools to crash and burn on their own. So you can't blame the government. They did it on their own. Well, you set it in motion because you took away the funding. There's barely getting by with the funding. Now you're gonna deliberately take it away. So what you think gonna happen? The obvious. They're going to fold. They're not going to make it. You see, that's the sorcery of this government. They put you on a collision course and then blame you for not putting gas in your car. They don't give you enough gas and then blame you for not being able to make the trip. You got to ask yourself this too. Anybody who sees themselves the only way they're tall is if everybody else is on their knees, you're not really tall. That's the illusion that Esau has cast over you. He's telling everybody he's tall.
Well, he's really a fucking baseman.
But y'all don't know that everybody else is on their knees. That's the only way he can stay in power. There's no superiority in that. That is fear. So there's no such thing as white superiority. It has always been misnamed. The true term is white fragility. That they scared of everything. They done did so much wickedness. They scared the vengeance gonna come back from somebody, not knowing it's gonna come from Yahweh Shah. Because they don't believe in the Lord. So they think their enemies is among them on the earth, which they are, sleeper cells, the 144,000. But they think their primary enemy are the blacks. Oh, it's Yahweh Shah. That's gonna turn the 144,000 loose on your ass.
It's been all kind of little different helicopters and things flying around.
They're flying around by the house yesterday.
It's a lot of weird helicopters that's been flying across the skies here in Kentucky. I'm sure other places as well. You know, I'm telling you, one day you're gonna be relaxing in your house, you're gonna be chilling, you're gonna be watching your Netflix with your little woman, and all hell gonna fucking break loose, man.
Yeah, that's
and
what
your
they want.
security, the shit gonna hit the fan and you're gonna be caught unawares, man.
That's what they want. They don't want you prepared. That's why they keep you in the dark with lies and propaganda on purpose. They don't want you to prepare for what's coming. They have the biggest advantage catching you off guard. That's why they don't tell you everything. But you go to these other networks, these other news outlets like independent media or the news networks from other nations, they telling you the truth. That's where we get a lot of our information from. Yeah, because America ain't gonna tell you the truth. CNN, you can forget it. Fox, no, that ain't gonna happen. If it happens, they're gonna give you one truth, about 4 or 5 lies. So if you don't know how to chew the meat and spit out the bones, you're gonna be lost in the sauce. You're gonna believe every lying word that come out of their mouth. So there's a couple of ways to stay in the know. First of all, you gotta stay in the scriptures, number one, because if you're not familiar with prophecies, you don't know when a prophecy has been fulfilled. So first of all, you got to get in tune with the prophecies. So you'll be able to recognize, oh, that's been fulfilled. Oh, we're getting closer. That's how you measure out the times. First of all, you got to know the prophecies. Second of all, you got to know your enemies, what they're capable of, their characteristics, how much they lie, how much they have a bloodlust, how much they love stealing shit. And number 3, you go through the truthers, the news outlets. I would prefer that if you knew, I would stick to the apostles and the elders to get your feet wet until you learn how to chew the meat and spit out the bones. Because these men, they are put in place to watch over you to protect your soul. So yeah, familiarize yourself with the scriptures, especially the prophecies. That's how you measure out the time. That's how you know where we at, how close we are to the end. But you can't do it if you don't know prophecy. You can't do it if you don't know the scriptures. You can't do it if you don't know the capabilities of your enemies who hate you and the lengths they're willing to go to keep you at the bottom. Because they are actually afraid of you. They're afraid of who backs you. The how by Shimmy how shot. That's what they're scared of.
I want to bring up a precept for you about the elders and apostles, our men set up over us to protect our souls, man, with these scriptures. And you people, y'all so ignorant of that fact that y'all constantly talk down on these men, talking about how these men hate you. A person that tells you the truth doesn't hate you, man.
No.
It's when you lie to that person, it's when they hate you. These men showing you all this love, but you scoffers, yeah, brothers hate you scoffers, man, because y'all don't give a fuck about the prophets. This is and this is why it's gonna get bad for you. This is Second Chronicles 36 and 16. But they mock the messengers of power and despise his words and misuse his prophets until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua arose against his people till there was no remedy. And this finna be no remedy to the destruction that's finna come upon you people, man. Because y'all sit out here and y'all come up with these false narratives and these lies against the elders and apostles. And I'm talking about Great Millstone and like in other camps with likewise doctrine, man. But I'm starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone because that's who taught me and this brother. You know, so y'all got big hell to pay for slandering the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and like-minded men on down, man. Y'all are gonna pay for that every idle word that y'all put out here. Y'all gonna have to give account of that, man.
That's why we don't trip on y'all lying on us, because we know who's gonna get you. That's why we don't trip every time y'all lie on us. We don't care. Because all you doing is earning your judgment too. Now I got a precept on the brother when he said, if we're telling you the truth, we don't hate you. It's those who lie to you. And there's a scripture to back that up. This is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 28. A lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin.
That's it.
So if they lie to you, they hate you. And you got to take that, you got to apply that all across the board.
Especially your government.
Your pastor.
Yep. Because you listening to this social media, this American social media at that, full jam-packed with lies. And then you got Donald Trump that says he don't give a fuck about y'all financial status or situations.
No.
He don't care that you struggle. So that's letting you know that they don't give a fuck about you, man.
They never did. It's impossible for Esau to give a fuck about anybody but Esau. That's why they're unfit to rule. They don't have empathy. They don't have spiritual discernment to know what you're going through on a financial level because they don't care. Matter of fact, it's scripture that the rich actually hate the poor. But you expect this man to look out for your best interest. This man has never spent a day in poverty in his life. So how can he relate to your situation? This man was born with a golden spoon in his mouth. He doesn't know what it's like to be poor, to just be getting by with bare necessities. He don't know what that's like. He was born into money. But you expect him to sympathize with your situation. No, that don't work. That was y'all first mistake. Electing somebody who's not a politician, well, it don't even matter. If he's a politician, the fact is, this man doesn't have the same background as you. He was born with money. But y'all just did it anyway. Whose fault is that? It's not Trump's, it's your fault. Number one, he has no political experience. Number two, he's too emotional, too childish, too entitled, too selfish to rule righteously. Y'all ignored that too. Now he's shitting on y'all. Now something's got to be done. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I thought y'all was free. Now something got to be done.
Uh-huh.
Y'all servants, man. We all servants under these devils, man. This is Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. You are a servant here, man. You are in captivity. You are a slave here.
Perpetual debt slave. Keep you buried in debt to keep you working. Y'all ain't hip to that yet?
Y'all celebrated a false-ass Independence Day, a 4th of July.
Exactly.
That's what it was, a lie. But you know You know when the true Independence Day gonna come? When Yahweh Shai pull up to get his elect.
Exactly.
That's gonna be the real Independence Day because there's gonna be some sparks flying in them motherfuckers.
And heads gonna be rolling. Yeah, that movie they made with Will Smith, Independence Day. That's gonna be the real Independence Day because we get away from y'all Edomites, brother. Paraphrase Chaazaq, that we are of that number because we've been tired. We were tired of Edomites before we came to the truth.
Oh yeah, it was already on the spirit.
We were tired then. Before we found out their background, their origin story from the Bible, that's when it all made sense. But without knowing your enemy's history, this Bible tells our enemy's history, and it also tells their future. Just like it told our history. And it speaks of our future as well.
Y'all not gonna be able to do nothing when it comes to this government. They do what they want when they want, man. And all that goes back to the Lord at the end of the day. You know, but it ain't nothing y'all gonna be able to do about that, man. This is Ecclesiastes 13 and 18. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor?
There you go.
As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. As the proud hate humility, so doeth the rich abhor the poor, man.
I was just getting
You
that.
see that?
Yeah,
And these proud ass elites, there's none humility about them. No righteousness in them, man. And y'all starting to see it. That's why y'all crying out. Like brother said, something's got to be done.
Something's got to be done. we can't live like this. We can't live like this. How do you expect us to survive? Well, guess what? Welcome to our world. Now, that's tangible proof right there that the Lord is taking the curses off of us slowly and putting them on Edom because they can't stop complaining. They can't stop crying.
I got the precept what you just quoted too. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And who persecuted your ass, Jake? It's not hard. Quit being worried about what people think about what you say and just spit it out. You know who's been persecuting you. They showing you today who's been persecuting who. They hanging you on trees. Brother just drowned because of the Edomites. Edomite men cutting up Jake women, cutting their bodies up.
It happened again, either yesterday or the day before yesterday. Jake was hanging out with some white friends and came up dead. See if I can find it.
It was a little girl, a little baby girl that was missing for a while. They so-called found her body, and it was in like some acid.
See?
You know Jake ain't coming across no acid.
Yeah, here you go right here. It says black man found dead in the woods during a trip with his friends. And it happened, let me see. It said the body of Gerard Jackson, 28, was found in a portable toilet near the Electric Forest Festival grounds. Now, I think this happened in Michigan. Yeah, this just happened 2 days ago. So the enemy is showing you he hates your guts. Now you got to ask yourself this: why does this keep happening to us? Because this is that perpetual hatred that Esau has for you. Let's go to Amos, chapter 9. And verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name, said the Lord that doeth this. Yeah, y'all finna pay for that. Now let's go to why. That's found in Amos chapter 1. verse 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. That's why it keeps happening to us. Esau been in his feelings for over 2,000 years about us. That's why we living in his head rent free now, especially when the Lord is showing his power, favoring us, and he's took away the protection of Esau. Remember the seal of Cain? Anybody who does something to Cain, they're gonna get it done back to him sevenfold, because the Lord wanted Cain to be protected. Why? So his pride could be through the roof. So his entitlement could be through the roof. So wickedness can exceedingly pollute the earth, just so the Lord can judge it. He's a fair judge. He's going to give you plenty of rope to hang yourself, and he's going to carry out the execution.
I got Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And that's another reason why you start to see a lot of Edomites get their ass whooped out here by Jacob as well, too.
They're catching the flies.
They getting their ass whooped out here, man. And like the bro said, Esau, the Lord put that hedge of protection around him so he can get that pride. You know, this is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Is that a beaver?
It looks like it kind of looks like one.
Damn, I ain't seen one of them slops in the country with my dad in them.
You know what? That's scriptural too, though. That a lot of animals are going to change the places that they live.
If that is a beaver, you far from the river, little buddy.
Really? There's a little water off up in here.
Oh, okay.
There's a little water off up in here.
Like, is that an otter, a sea otter, a beaver? He running too. He probably looking for that water.
Oh, he gonna find that. I don't see a flat tail on.
That's why I said, is it an otter or something? Because that damn sure ain't no cat. All right, so like,
I'm gonna get that scripture back at the top, but hey, sometimes you know, looking at the Lord Yahweh Shah's creation, man, you know, you don't see stuff like that every day. That's why we can't wait to get to the kingdom so we can mingle with him. You know. But I'm gonna read that over about Esau's pride, because this is Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. Letting you know that this man, hey, his judgment is going to be through the roof when he get his, because he think he getting away with it. Remember, he thinks that the Lord don't see his wickedness.
Yeah.
He believes that the Lord doesn't see his wickedness, which that is pridefulness. That's even pride too.
That's in the book of Isaiah.
But hey,
chapter 29.
The Lord's going to destroy this man.
Yeah, when the Lord pays back Esau, you remember how your grandmama used to whoop you for old and new? That's what Esau finna get. The Lord finna whoop his ass for old and new. His present wickedness and his future wickedness. Get whooped for all 3 for old and new.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You do something bad.
That's slide.
And that ass woman don't come right then. A couple of days, you're going to get caught slipping, and then you're going to catch that belt. You definitely going to catch that belt or that switch. Back then, they had the switch. My grandmama had the switch that she braided it up. She would braid it.
Yep.
And whoop our ass with it, man.
Yeah, Esau finna get it for old and new. They'll let a couple of things slide, pretend like they ain't see it. Now, you just building a tab in their head. It's the same thing with Esau and the Lord. Esau has a huge tab
Man.
that he has to pay back in blood. And the Lord ain't receiving partial payments. He don't no payment plan. He want his blood up front, in full, now. And y'all ain't got no choice. Y'all gonna have to give up that blood. All the innocent blood that you shed of Israelites. Yeah, you gonna have to pay that back. So it ain't no paying off no judge to get you out of this. It ain't paying off no lawyer. It's not. Remember what in that movie SWAT, when that French prisoner said, who do we have to pay off? And the lawyer told him it's not that easy. So the gangster told him, well, who do we have to kill? That's not gonna be the case this time, Esau. You cannot escape your judgment. You cannot run from it. You ain't going to Mars. You ain't going to the moon. You ain't going to the bottom of the sea to escape your judgment. That bunker's damn sure ain't gonna save you. That's what your dumb ass thinking. If anything, you got $1 billion grave. Because if it does save you, it's a good chance you won't be able to open the doors to get back out to the surface. And number two, if you do get back to the surface, you probably die from nuclear radiation. So what's the point in a bunker? To die a slow death? But see, that's how carnal and selfish Esau is. This man is going to set you up to get bombed and run his punk ass to a bunker.
So they dig down in hell, they still gonna catch this for this punishment, man. No matter how you look at it. You know, and like the brother said, this place Esau, and the way he ran Babylon, the receipts is high into the heavens, man. You know, this man's got it coming. Babylon has it coming. This is Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of her wrath, of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she awarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself. America can never be touched. We're the best in the nation, in the world. We got the best army. Can't nobody mess with Americans. You Americans speak like this too. Yep. Like you can never be touched. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliberately. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her, man. This place is about to get the business from the Lord Yahweh Shai. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing.
And it's past due. I got a precept on what you was talking about, how these people, they believe in it, one of the biggest lies ever told. We're the best country. We have the best military. We're powerful. Ain't nobody deal with us. Okay, you got the strongest, best, most powerful military. Why don't you have control over the Strait of Hormuz?
Exactly.
If you just go in and just take shit. But see, this is in the Bible. Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. And this is a warning to all of y'all that believe in this lie about the greatest military on the planet. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots. Horses because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. That's a military. Horses and chariots. You remember the book of Exodus? Yeah. You believe, hey, the Pharaoh believed the same thing. He thought his military was unmatched. Until the Lord drowned all their ass. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. See, y'all trusting in drones and suicide drones and missiles and shit to protect you. You should be trusted in your house by shouldn't your house shot. Because them missiles gonna fail.
That's a curse onto you.
Exactly.
Just know that.
Your blessing gonna turn into your curse, that sword. Because guess what? What you gonna do? You love that gun so much, what you gonna do when you run out of bullets?
Mm-hmm. This is Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusted in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. You Israelites, your heart departed from the Lord because you putting all your trust in Esau. And this same man putting your people to death right in front of your face, and you still want to hold hands with him.
Denying you justice for your dead loved ones.
Man.
While the murderer go away, they repaint him as the victim. Y'all gonna learn to stop trusting in this injustice system. But that's just what it is. Esau's not created to be a righteous judge. He was created to be the wicked in your face. And if that don't piss you off, you're obviously not wise. Because oppression makes a wise man angry, paraphrasing the scripture. So that says a lot about you. And if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. But yeah, another thing about the rich, the richer a person is, as far as money, that doesn't say anything about their spirit. Because the richer a person is, the more spiritually and morally bankrupt they are. Mm-hmm. Look at all this shit Trump did. Well, he ain't have to do nothing to get his riches. But you see what the love of money turns a person into. A monster. Look at these celebrities, these athletes, these rappers y'all worship. Yeah, but they're spiritually and morally bankrupt.
And they're destroying you. They're destroying all you Israelites mentally.
With that gift of music. Yeah, music was a gift to the Israelites. But Esau took it and defiled it. What happened to the records like Fight the Power, Public Enemy, you know?
You can't bring out nothing like that now. You can't bring out no conscious music.
No, you ain't getting no spins.
And it's a good time to bring good in there, but the spirit, because I had already brought it up, but then you go right into these modern day rappers.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hop right on that bitch, Young Miami. I'm hot right on this bitch because, first of all, she's a 32-year-old Eve. And when you hear the song, which I don't know if you heard it, but on the way home, you should pull up and listen to what she was saying. But I got the lyrics. I'm just gonna read a little bit of, because this is what's pushing our younger generation to the edge to do all type of madness out here, man. This is what they promote. This is it says, this is for all my scammers and my get money bitches. Where all my scamming ass niggas at? Where they at? Spending that money fast. Spend it. 20s, 50s, 100s cash.
I heard that song.
Boy, go in that Goya bag. Boosting bitches, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Stuffing that shit all in y'all bag. You see what they pushing right here? They pushing theft, man, and to scam. And that's something that our people love to do, man. They love to go out here and get that quick dollar because they don't want to wait on you. How about Shimmy, I was shiny, man? Nope. They want their constellation now. They want their rewards now, which is prideful as hell because the rewards that y'all trying to get here, it's gonna catch a bunch of rust and then it's gonna be burned up, man.
It's gonna corrupt you even more.
Exactly. And this woman got these little girls and these young men. That's why you have a lot of these teens going out here doing a lot of these smash and grab. And then they take it and they go out here on the streets and pass that sin on because you people buying the stolen property.
I got a precept for you. This book of Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish means stupid. And they have none understanding. Listen to this. This part talking about that record. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Our people right now will do wickedness before they do an act of righteousness. Why, you say? because of the love of money, which is the root of all evil. Not money itself, the love of it. The love of money got you out here doing what? Selling your body. Got you out here doing what? Selling drugs. Got you out here doing what? Killing your own people.
And they all get it through that music. When the Lord said in Exodus 23:2, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline after many to rest judgment, man. And you people listen to these songs where in the podcast, the little broad said, I don't want to raise my daughter like what I'm speaking in these songs. So she's also a hypocrite. She's doing it for the money to put in her pocket and make you people go out and do some bullshit.
So she gonna destroy her children. Cardi B the same way.
Yeah.
Cardi B says she does not let her daughter listen to her records. So she'll corrupt the minds of your children.
But not her own.
Exactly. Y'all should take that as a sign of disrespect right there.
And hate.
She don't respect you. She's molding the minds of your children to go do wickedness, but she won't expose her own child to this music. What does that tell you? It tells you it's so bad that she don't want to expose to it. But you will expose yours, though. You'll even put money in Cardi B's pocket to buy her singles, to corrupt your children's minds even further. You'll even, you will make her rich. And she's, at the same time, she's destroying you.
Esau took his pit bull Eve and put her out here to mess a lot of y'all mindsets up, man. This is Ecclesiastes 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, that the portion of a sinner fall upon her death, because the wages of sin is death. So that's what she's gonna get. You know, a lot of you Eves are gonna get destroyed out here real soon, man. And it's been gradually speeding up. A lot of women been getting put down, and a lot of you Jays been put down. But wait until these Edomites get done with their training in that forest they was training in. Looking real nasty. Yeah.
Man. I was laughing, man.
Yeah.
I look at these crazy, man, these dudes crazy as hell, man. But that shows you how much they are in fear. That's not superior. That's fear you see. Because they know, first of all, they know that they're not the majority. That's obvious. They know they're not the majority. And what's the difference? Let me ask you this. If you believe in what you believe, why can't you say it without a mask on? See, you want to be able to spew that hatred without consequence. Nobody can get on your ass for spewing hatred because don't nobody know who you are. They want immunity from backlash of spewing hate.
Stand on what you said.
Exactly. Take it off.
Have some integrity. Stand on what you said, partner.
Because I don't see no difference between a white mask and a white hood.
It's the same thing.
I don't see no difference.
It's the same thing. They just took the hood off. And these ain't nothing but the same spirits coming back, man.
Exactly.
The same motherfuckers that's been doing it is doing it again, over and over again.
Spewing hatred, hiding their identity from backlash of their friends that know them personally, of their family scrutinizing them, their family being ashamed of their words. See, they avoid all that with a mask. But see, that ain't gonna work either. Because the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 17, roughly paraphrase, for there is nothing that is done in secret that should not be made known and made manifest. Roughly paraphrase. And the Lord Yahushua said that himself. There's a red letter. So eventually y'all gonna get exposed. I mean, if you don't see nothing wrong with it, why you wearing a mask in the first place? That's an indicator of guilt. You don't see nothing wrong. Why you putting that hot ass mask on in the summertime? Because you know it's evil, you know it's wrong, and you trying to avoid backlash from spewing hatred. Now, I will say this about Jake Lane. He a piece of shit too, but at least he doesn't wear a mask. So, for you Patriot Fronts, not only are you pieces of shit, but you're cowards too. Because you fear backlash. You feel your identity's known because you know this public gonna get on your ass. They probably gonna expose where you work and try to get you fired.
That's exactly what's going on.
That's usually the trend now. And you got more Edomites going after Edomites than Jake now. Which may not be Edomites in the spirit because they have righteousness on them to do the right thing.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. The Lord will come back in his glorified state and put to ass, man. You know, because every like the brother said, y'all got all them coverings and stuff. The Lord can expose all of that, man.
Yeah.
And it ain't nothing y'all gonna be able to do about it as we get further into this thing. You know, keep on seeing what's going on, watching what's going on around us. Because Esau ain't finished yet. Esau ain't finished yet. He about to come down like a madman real soon, man.
Yeah, y'all gonna get to the point like, man, this dude lost his goddamn mind. No, he ain't lose his mind. He's just wicked.
That's who he is.
He like to see you suffer. We told you. If Esau see you with a little extra spending cash after you paid your bills, he feels like in his heart he hadn't taken enough from you. I know you ain't over there shopping and having a good time. Oh, I didn't take enough then. This is how this man's mind works.
I got Romans 9:21. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor? The Israelites starting with the elect, and another unto dishonor, Esau, Edom. That's why this man is about to get put down. All you nations have got it coming, but Esau, Edom, you got the worst of the worst of the worst coming to you, buddy. The way you're getting blown off the earth after your captivity, you getting took out of here, buddy.
Esau finna show you why the Lord is about to exterminate him. This man is just this wicked. Just like in that video I did yesterday. This home inspector, it was a young couple. They put their house up on the market, but they had to have it appraised and inspected first. The house inspector came through. It was an Edomite. He went off into his nursery. He didn't know they had a nanny cam in there. Well, he knew because he looked right at the camera. He took the toddler's Elmo doll, took it to the closet, and got his rocks off. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Stop.
Yeah. Not even toys are safe from Esau's wickedness. Now think about it. The year is 2026. This man is still on that bullshit. So if he's still bad in 2026, imagine how bad he was back in the day when cameras didn't exist and they were able to lie about any goddamn thing to get away with it. That's why he's got to be exterminated. For old and new.
There's a lot of things that this man has done that a lot of our people still finding out.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people didn't know that this man was eating people, man. A lot of people didn't know that. Now you hear people speaking upon that now about them eating our people and cutting our hair off and stuffing it in furniture to make furniture, using our flesh to make shoes.
Our teeth, false teeth.
Wearing George Washington had wooden teeth and so-called.
Those founding colonizers were who owned slaves. Great. Think how bad they were. But what does ass backwards Babylon do? They erect statues for these murderous motherfuckers and call them heroes. Cristobal Colon, Andrew Jackson, Alexander the Great. You people worship murderers, but you call them heroes. See, that's Isaiah 5:20. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil. So, if that's the case in Babylon, that should tell you in a wicked kingdom being ruled over by the wicked.
Edomites. That's where all the wickedness came from.
They exalt their murderers and call them heroes.
Maccabees, First Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth, man.
Exactly.
The evils were multiplied in the earth through these Edomites, man. You know, things that were never heard of, this man brought it to the forefront.
Yeah. Not to mention that Esau still in his feelings about how his woman don't want him no more. Oh. Well, guess what? You stop being a fuckboy, then maybe you have a chance. Because Esau, you know what the trend is now?
Esau out here like Yvette from Baby Boy. He don't want me no more.
This dude go up to Edomite women just to talk about Jacob. And you just don't know what you're doing. You don't know what kind of message you are sending to your women. You are sending this message. Every time you come up to an Edomite woman, you start talking about Jacob. She looking at you like, man, get your lame ass out my face. You so shallow, you're so fragile that you break down, you collapse at the very thought of a Jake being with an Edomite woman. It pushes you to the end of the edge of the ledge. It pushes you to the brink of insanity. Just the thought. And that right there in itself is a sign of weakness and fragility. Why the hell if you trying to get with this woman, why you talking about men? First of all, you sending so many red flags that you probably crazy. That if you catch up with talking to a black co-worker or friend or whatever, you'll probably chop her head off.
Oh yeah, Esau definitely go all out like that because he's never satisfied with blood alone. He'd go above and beyond with his wickedness, man.
Then he'll call them mud sharks and tainted if they be with a black man, so-called black dude. You gotta ask yourself this: who brought the common cold over here? Who brought smallpox and all them diseases from rats and roaches? We wasn't the tainted ones. You brought that shit over here. But you want to call them tainted for sleeping with so-called black men. No, you the original tainted one. Just like all these commercials you see with these rare diseases. If you or a loved one have died, you can be compensated. Call this 800 number. Who do you see in those commercials? Edomites. Because only Edomites get those rare diseases that nobody else gets. So who's tainted? Shit, last week in Europe, so-called Europe, how many people died from heat stroke?
Man.
Over 3,000.
What did almost all of them was Edomites too?
Yes.
That's because y'all the real vampires. Y'all can't go out in the sun.
You know what?
True dragon.
You know why so many people died over there? Well, number one is obvious. The Lord is putting the curses on our enemies. But the scientific reasons is because number one, it don't get as hot over there normally under normal circumstances. It stays colder more than it stays hot. I've been there. So these houses were constructed to keep. These houses were made of red brick. The same red brick used to make pizza ovens. They use this particular red clay that they mold in the brick because it locks in heat. Now, if the sun is beaming down on your red brick house, they say it raised the temperature by at least 50 degrees in that house. Those houses were built without central air. No AC units because it stays colder longer than it stays hot. The Lord flipped that. He turned up the temperature on their ass. So if you're so superior, take your ass outside. build a house without central air. But see, these houses, a lot of these houses come from the 19th century, you know. So central air probably didn't exist at the time. I don't know when central air was invented. I know it was, well, maybe it was. Let's see. Let's do a quick Google search. Right, because it said that over 80% of the residents over in so-called Europe, they don't have AC or central air. So that's why the toll was so high. But let's see when was central air invented?
You know they trying to get rid of portable AC units, right?
Yeah, they're trying to find, matter of fact, over in Europe, they are finding people for using AC, bro.
Yeah,
unrighteous decrees.
$1,000. I think it said new air conditioning law will enforce $1,000 fines for over installing portable units. I can't keep my house cool.
No, they want you dead. Check this out. I found the answer. It says the first industrial central air system was developed in 1906 by American engineer Willis Carrier. He initially designed a system for a Brooklyn printing plant in 1902 to control humidity. Now let's see the nationality of this inventor.
Right. You know.
Willis Carrier. Let's get it. They paint him as an Edomite. So we already know. See, we already knew the answer before we looked it up. The air conditioner was created by an Israelite. This man here just bought the patent. That's all it was. Mm-hmm. We already know. The elders brought it out. The air conditioner was created by Israelites. But look who they got up. Edom. Whitewashing at its finest.
It says Willis Carey was not a black man. He was a white American engineer and inventor from Angola, New York. He is widely recognized as the father of modern air conditioning. Y'all steal every fucking thing. Steal everything, bro.
But see, this is how Esau controls what is being taught, what is being believed through lies. His tongue walking through the earth, Psalm 73. So that's why he's going to have to, like the elder said, the apostle, eventually he's going to shut this internet down because he's losing control of the narrative. He's losing power over what the people are told and what they believe. Because the truth is choking out these lies. So eventually he's going to have to shut it down because he's losing the information war. Just like he's losing the spiritual war. He's losing the war in the so-called Middle East. Esau has entered his losing season, his crash out season. That's why you see so many of these Edomites doing dumb shit and going to jail for it. Calling people the N-words and losing their jobs for getting exposed. Now they sorry. You weren't sorry when you said the shit. And we know better to believe those empty apologies. Because we know Esau has a talent of when he get caught doing some fuck shit, he'll spin it to where he becomes the victim. We ain't with that shit no more, man. And we don't give a damn about Edomites. Because the Lord don't give a damn about Edomites. So you Christians still trying to seek love from your enemies, trimming our ways, the Lord gonna be more pissed off at you than them. So what you think he gonna do to you? You supposed to be pissed off at your enemies. Not hugging everybody because the white boy ain't coming back.
That's over. Y'all might as well just go ahead and get over cheese and rice because it's been proven time and time again that that's Cesare Borgia, man.
Look up the Borgia family. Look them up. That was a crime family back then. Just like the Trumps. is a crime family. The Bidens, crime family. The Bushes. Now do you see the pattern? Not only were they thieves, but they were war criminals. But you exalt these men. Well, they were presidents. So what? They were still murderers and warmongers and thieves and liars. And in this case, pedos. But y'all worship these men. Y'all fucked up in the head.
When you type in Caesar Borgia, you can see these images like this. They set that man up as a picture of Hamashiach. He's not the Hamashiach, man. Yahushua is. This man was a pedophile and a murderer. He was an incest nigga.
Yeah.
You know, and he was the lover of Leonardo da Vinci. Who painted that?
Yeah, he was gay. You know what else? You know what else your sweet Jesus did? Your sweet Jesus had sex with his sister.
Yeah.
And ran a train on her with his father, who was a pope.
Yeah.
That's what your sweet Jesus did. But y'all worship this man. What you think the true and the living power gonna do to you for worshiping such wickedness? To ignore the truth about this man's past. That was a conscious decision you made to ignore the true identity of Caesar Borgia, but you choose to exalt him as your Lord and Savior. The Lord is gonna put y'all asses so deep in the ground because of your willful ignorance and your willful decision to ignore truth. The Lord gonna put y'all asses so deep in the ground. Yeah, y'all choose to ignore his wickedness and still exalt this man. You profess with your mouth, this is my Lord and Savior. Well, guess what? The Lord is going to destroy you for it. I don't know how more stupid can you be than to ignore truth in the history of this man and just blindly accept this man as your Lord and Savior. Ignoring history, ignoring truth. So what does that say about your intelligence? It's revealing the dumbassness in you. Y'all figured out what you did.
Definitely.
Just figure it out then. Because that fire gonna give you understanding. That nuclear fire, because you gonna realize you fucked up.
Yeah. And when you realize you fucked up, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late, man. Missiles inbound.
That white boy now ain't saving nobody. He about to go into slavery. How he gonna save you? Well, he can't save himself. Because he here somewhere in the reincarnation. If not, he gonna be back soon.
Just like we believe Nero is back in the reincarnation as Donald Trump.
Just like Mitch McConnell, who was believed to be dead. Matter of fact, they said he was brain dead. That's why they never gave updates about his condition. As soon as they pronounced him brain dead, guess what? His Moabite wife fled back to China. Because she tired of his ass. She couldn't wait long enough for him to get in the ground. She's like, no, I'm out this bitch. I done had enough of Esau's madness. Deuces. I tell Xi Jinping, y'all said what's up. She couldn't even wait for him to die. So you know she ain't gonna be at the funeral. Everybody tired of Esau, man. What it say in the scripture, rough paraphrase, that widows shall not weep. Matter of fact, his women throwing him under the bus for the piece of shit that he is. So how you think somebody gonna love a piece of shit? It's impossible. You're not lovable. Because you are a froward people by nature. Froward means you're difficult to get along with on purpose. That's why she couldn't wait to get away from his ass. She ain't wait around long enough to sign a death certificate. She was out. Like, damn. But that's how Edomites affect people, man. Nobody want to be around all that negative energy, that negative spirit. All you people do is spew hatred towards us that's unwarranted. You're just emotional. You know in your spirit who the superior people is. That's why the only way you can stand tall is everybody else on their knees. We don't have to do that. We stand tall regardless. And it shows because the whole planet has our backs and they are against you. America and those knockoffs over there in our land.
I got Genesis 4 and 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth, man. And that's what Esau is. He's a full-blown fugitive. You know, when you running away, hiding, or fleeing to avoid capture by law enforcement, this he's been running and hiding who he is for a very long time. And it's out in the open who this man is now.
There ain't no hiding. Trump's
no
still threatening war, man. We told
why they threatening to assassinate his ass.
Oh yeah, they had a big ass billboard on the side of a building. It said, "We will kill Trump." And now Trump trying to make provisions for the administration to carry out after his death. You know what's gonna happen after Trump dies? Which I think the Lord captivity. That's what I think. But I don't know the Lord's will with this dealing with this Edomite. But I can tell you, I can promise you this: the majority of the planet gonna throw a global block party around this bitch if Trump gets assassinated.
For this orange ass bitch.
Yeah. And then he got an orange crush on Obama. An orange crush. He can't get, Obama is living rent-free, utility-free, penthouse property up in Trump's head. Ain't shaking. But see, the funny part about that whole situation is Trump thinks he's an Israelite. So, but Obama is he's a Hamite. But look how far Trump is up Obama's ass. Imagine if Obama was a true Israelite.
Oh, it'd be on a whole other level then.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't consider. Obama ain't great. Obama committed, with his pen, he committed murder too. He had Navy SEALs and shit getting dropped off illegally in foreign countries committing murder in the middle of the night. Obama ain't innocent neither. But once again, our people choose to ignore history and exalt this man as being great. Just like cheese and rice. Just because he has a similar complexion as you, he is not your people. He's from the nation of Ham, not the nation of Israel. He is your enemy.
He did nothing for you.
Read Psalms 83. It goes down a list of all the enemies of Israel. And Ham is in there.
Right along with these Arabic nations.
Why you think they hate that's why you think they hate to see you walking in their stores when they choose to build in the hood? They have a disdain for you, but yet they want your money because they know how powerful the black dollar is, so-called. Look at how the so-called black dollar took out all these Asians. Supposed to account for only 13% of the population. I don't think so. That's a powerful ass dollar if that's the case. No, we're not 13%. You got to remember, Esau specializes in projection. So knowing him and how he projects, he's probably the 13%. I mean, you got to look at it. Look at what's been happening to his population. Look at the opioid epidemic about 10, 15 years ago. Wiped out the whole population, the whole middle class. Because after that opioid pandemic got through with them, you only had the newborns and the old people. All that baby making ages, dead. Took them out. That affected your population. Feminism affected your population heavily. You told your woman to go to school instead of starting families. That affected your population. The alphabet lifestyle affected your population because there ain't nobody reproducing.
That goes all of that goes back to the depopulation agenda.
Yeah.
Like I was watching this Edomite, and he was talking about, and this was in the 90s. He was talking about how they was getting rid of the seeded fruit because they wanted to stop the growth of certain foods and the growth of people. They say if you can control the seeds, you can control what produces and what doesn't produce. And that if you ever get a piece of unseeded fruit in your hand, you're looking at the future because everything is going to be seedless in a minute. You still find stuff, you still find a little something with seeds here and there, but eventually you're not going to find that at all. Seed going to be dinner like gold, man.
Yo, you remember when we was kids, man? We were jumping gates, hitting peach trees,
man,
plum trees, blackberries, peaches.
Some trees had raspberries on them.
The whole shit, man. You don't see that no more.
Because he done messed up everything, man.
The homeless wasn't hungry when I was a kid. But they would just eat fruit and vegetables.
And be straight.
Esau put an end to that because he wants to get paid. Think about it. How is this even a thing where the planet is in water, but you got to pay for it? That all accumulates to this man's greed. But like it said in 2 Peter chapter 2, he will perish in his own corruption. But y'all gonna figure it out though, how wicked this man is, because his emotions gonna get the best of it, and it's starting to happen slowly. His emotions are getting the best of him to the point where he's acting out of emotion and not out of common sense and logic. He's always acted this way. Why do you think he burned down towns, so-called black towns? His emotions got the best of him. You can't stand to see Jake shit.
He ain't gonna be the first like Jake either.
No, he's not built like us. He's not an inventor. He's a thief. Remember when Lord Yahushua said, "Ye are gods. Gods create. Thieves steal." That's the difference between us and Esau. We just invent. We just create. Esau destroys and steals. Go ahead, bro.
I got John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. The Lord Yahweh trying to come back and give us what is owed to us, that life, man. You know, but the rest of this Edomite, that's his purpose. It's to kill, steal, and destroy, man. That's his purpose, to go throughout the whole earth like a roaring lion and destroy, man.
Yeah. And it's also his purpose, too,
yeah,
to keep us at the bottom, because he's afraid of our potential. He's afraid of our true identity. He's afraid of us taking over. There's a lot of videos on YouTube right now about how Edomites fear that they will become the minority. You've been the minority. The Lord just put you in power so that you can lie about your minority status.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Let's go here. This is another purpose of why Esau uses lies and propaganda to control the minds of the people, to make y'all think he's superior and we ain't shit. This is the rest of Esther, chapter 13, verse 5. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in a strange manner of their laws. Who's in opposition constantly against all men? Esau. He always raging war against these other nations. Always fucking with us. What else to say? Differing in a strange manner of their laws. They legalized bestiality. Matter of fact, I think in West Virginia, I think they changed the marital age to 15. Yeah. Differing in a strange manner of their laws, Alphabet people can get married, but you can only have one wife though. See what I'm saying? Because they don't want us to multiply, to reproduce. That's not going to control it. The Lord is in control. So even under the law of having one wife, we still outproducing you. And you can't do nothing about that. You can have as many gay men or gay women in your bed as you want to, but you can only have one wife. That's the strange manner of their laws, because their laws promote a death style, not a lifestyle. Their laws eventually lead to your death. Look at tax laws. You'll never pay off tax. You're just going to be paying this man for nothing until you die. Let's get the rest of the scripture. Let me start over. This is the rest of Esther, chapter 13, verse 5. Seeing then we understand this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, always starting shit with other people, other nations, differing in the strange manner of their laws, and evil affected to our state. Whose state? The Israelites. You're always fucking with us. Working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. That's why they do it. Because how many? We done did it 200 times over. They talking about something. They want to bring back segregation. Bring it back. When did it stop?
Always been here.
And I ain't gonna say that because they painted it as segregation, but we know who can't stay away from who. Because every time we went off by ourselves and tried to build for ourselves, you came in the middle of the night with your burning crosses and your emotions. Every time we wanted to be left alone, out the way, put up, you find us. Your emotions sniff us out. So we know y'all always try to stand on the stand, taking the stance of segregation. We try to segregate ourselves from you because we know you are crazy as fuck. So yeah, we could deal with segregation. It's you that can't. You know why? Because you won't have nobody to live off of. You won't have nobody to bleed dry. You won't have nobody to take advantage of. That's why you can't stay away from us.
I got Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boast of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. Power is not all of his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffeth at them. And that's what I wanted to bring out, because this man said they always puffing up at somebody, always starting shit with somebody, man.
Yeah.
Always sticking his nose in somebody's backyard, trying to tell them what to do in their yard. Always trying to tell somebody how to mow their grass. Always trying to deputize your damn self.
Yeah. Like HOA. When you buy a house in certain neighborhoods, you got Edomites telling you how to run your house. You got me fucked up. Because guess what? If you telling me how to run this house, you better HOA. No, I'm just gonna pass out bills. Everybody on the porch. It's the mortgage, it's the gas, it's the lights, it's the sewer, it's the water. Y'all handle that. I do everything on this. Other than that, get the fuck off my porch. With your dumb shit. Worry about your own grass. But see, that's the pride and entitlement Esau think he has. Like the brother said, to self-deputize themselves. Now they are the law of the land. What they say, even if they line up freestyle lies. I wish a motherfucker would come over to my house, knock on my door, and tell me how to run mine.
Exactly.
My attorneys will be present. Glock, Smith, and Wesson. Think it's a game. I'm not promoting violence. I'm just being real. And that's the growing sentiment towards these Edomites.
How many Jackson came up to an Edomite's house just to deliver shit and get popped?
Exactly. Selling water. Like I did a video on these 3 kids, 2 Jakes in the Northern Kingdom. They was going door to door to promote their car wash business. These were college kids. Edomite went out his way, came down there with a gun, cocked, hammer pulled back. One Edomite ready to shoot these children. That's how fragile you are. You take that gun away from them, the only thing remains is a liar and a thief and a rapist and a pedo. Exactly. But he felt like he had to go out his way. Now, if he was to shoot one of these boys, he would have claimed self-defense, even though he's the aggressor.
Yeah.
Esau is showing you how unjust his justice system is. Because Edomite perpetrators get transformed into victims in court cases. And the victims get demonized. That's why it's cool though, because justice is on his way to rectify all your madness and to give you what you got coming for old and new.
Tenfold. Hundredfold.
And after that, you're going to be rounded up and exterminated. And ain't nobody going to have to look at your frail ass no more. I'm tired of seeing these people because that sun is kicking y'all ass. Y'all red as hell.
Oh, yeah, they look like beats out this motherfucker.
That's why they stay in. If you superior, but you can't even enjoy your kingdom. You're not superior. You're fragile.
That's another reason. That's another way you know that they're not human. Because, like you said before, that word hue goes into that pigmentation, that color, which they don't have, man. That's why y'all can't deal with the sun. Dracula.
Modern day vampires, blood suckers. Literally, you drink children's blood out of champagne glasses and make toast.
Chicks in bed, bro.
That's a vampire beat all day. Just like in that series, the Underworld series. I couldn't even watch them because they was always too dark. You can't see it because everything filmed at night. Because that's the only time y'all can come outside.
And that's why they like everything to be gloomy.
Yeah, and the elder brought it out. The writers of that series was a Jake. And for some reason, I think he blamed those characters on Edomites. It's always a war story between Jake and Esau.
Yeah.
Every great movie came from the Bible in some way.
Stole some ideas from the Israelites, man, the scriptures, the Independence Days, the World Wars, the Civil War,
X-Men,
yeah.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
All that was based on 144,000. The Flash. You will run to and fro and not be weary.
Yeah.
That's the Flash. But that's also biblical. It's telling you what the 144,000 gonna be doing. You will mount up with wings and fly. But they got it from the Bible. Every great movie got something from the Bible in some way. Esau just ain't gonna tell you that. He wants you to think that he's the originator of all great things. No, he's just a thief of all great things. This is what this man's created to do. Steal, murder, and destroy. And lie. And grape. That's why he can't control that. That's the only nation of people with this problem. That's an Edomite. It's an Edomite culture. They grape their own children when they're young. You know how many cases? I heard so many cases of Edomite kids saying they were molested when they was kids. I thought they got to be making this shit up because it doesn't happen in Israelite households as much. I will say that. It happens, but not. Y'all take it to another level. Because almost every Edomite I ever met then told me that they were molested by a family member as a child. I'm like, this is Edomite culture. The only nation with this problem, the only nation that can't keep their hands off of kids. This is an Edomite problem. But the solution is on his way. And it ain't gonna be the white boy. Yeah, bro.
I was looking at that scripture that you brought out about mounting up his eagles and wings and not being tired when they run. Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with eagles as wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint, man. You're gonna have unlimited endurance. Unlimited, bro. Unlimited strength.
You know what that spells out for you, Esau? Foot to ass for days until the Sabbath. We're gonna beat your ass and how Rob design for 6 days straight. Cause you need a good straightening. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we just gonna give you a little straightening. And then you're gonna have your mind right. You're gonna be obedient. You're still gonna be wicked, but you're gonna be obedient. I promise you that. We don't need you to love us because we know you hate us. But all we need is your obedience. That's it. We need you to get this job done. Build our kingdom. All we need is your obedience. We don't give a damn about your favoritism or your liking us. We don't give a damn. Because you're not in a position to change your situation, which is slavery. We don't give a damn about a slave's opinion. All we need is your obedience. And we're not going to ask for it. We're going to take it. So, yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and close out. I hope this lesson was edifying. And I hope it opened the eyes of our people to be aware of who their enemies really are.
With Esau, man.
Because it's only going to get worse and worse from here. Because the more it goes on, Esau's going to get more and more in his emotions about how him and his kingdom is falling.
He's going to take it out on you, Israel.
Exactly. He's going to blame you. He's going to take it out on you. He's going to murder you. It's biblical.
Remember, they're getting ready for a civil war right now. What are you doing?
Yeah, they back there in the woods getting musty, locking up with each other and shit. All that dumb shit with them hot-ass masks on.
With unsalted bras.
And wonder why they passing out. Goofy shit in its finest. But out to our people, y'all remain circumspect. Keep your head on a swivel. And do whatever you got to do. Protect yourself from those who can't keep their fucking hands to themselves.
And more importantly, pray that the Lord give you some type of mindset to come at him. Because you can't choose the Lord. You can't choose when you can go worship the Lord. But pray that he can come and deal with you and pull you in the fold, man, so you can be covered with that hedge of protection when Esau Edom come in like a flood, man, and start putting a lot of you Israelites down. Because that's what's going to happen. That's what's coming.
Yeah. Trust in the Lord. Don't trust in your sword. Your sword can only get you so far. Trust in the Lord, he'll get you to that chariot.
Yeah.
So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash, by Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala.
Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala.